All right, good morning. So yeah, I had the mic off on YouTube, so now we're ready to go. All right, so that was Cron. Then Verizon, again, is really strong yesterday, and I'm shocked that it's opening up down today. But here's Verizon, a bit choppy at the open. You couldn't really get into an opening range breakdown or breakup here. I mean, this was just not very clean. It didn't move much. Just kind of just chopping around here, engulfing pattern after engulfing pattern. An hour later it does settle in, goes above VWAP, and then it takes this nice little climb over here. Brian traded this live with us. He got in around this area here. He called it for a pop, and then he took off from there. So he was able to get a nice trade on Verizon. Just seemed very strong, but then it looks like it's ended up selling off towards the end of the day. So it's opening up down today. GME. I know Peter was trying to take a short on this. He missed his entry. He has second thoughts, but look this on here. This is a beautiful opening range breakdown. Comes down, goes up to the VWAP. This is where you want to get in, right? When on this pullback. This is a perfect entry here. You get in this area, and then you drive this down all the way down. Then it loses volume, right? It starts losing volume, so you're stuck in this consolidation for a long period of time. But if you have a great entry, and you're sitting around, you can wait for this to take place, right? It just keeps going lower and lower and lower. I think it goes all the way down to 11.10 was the low of the day yesterday. So it turned out to be a really good opening range breakdown. But again, it took some time. It was the volume just died out immediately after 15 minutes after the open. And then next we have NVIDIA on here. Bit of a chop at the open, very choppy, but then it does this engulfing pattern on the 5-minute chart, and it does a beautiful VWAP breakdown. Look at this here. So if you call this for a short, and then the markets was selling off as well, so I'm sure it was helping this. We're watching this live in the chat room. It turned out to be a beautiful short on here. I know some members, I know Lee was taking this short. Actually, Lee took a beautiful trade. He got in short here, dropped down, he added here, and then took this for another drop as well. So that was nice. So NVIDIA traded really well yesterday. I think it might be in play today as well. We'll watch it. And then we also have VYGR, which actually had a pop right at the open. Then after that, sold off and really just didn't do much for the rest of the day. So if you got in on this pop here, on this breakout, you took advantage of this amazing move. But then after that, it just sold off. You do have shares for short on this. So if you're able to catch the top here and catch it on the way down below VWAP, you could have had a nice short here as well. And OCX was very strong, opened up very nice here. I traded this stock here in error, but it turned out to be okay. And then after that, consolidates and makes another pop here, has another breakout later on in the day. But really, after that, this first initial pop over here, this all becomes choppy. It's very hard to get into this trade. And notice how the volume dies down. Once the volume dies down, it's very difficult to get into these trades and be able to get a clean move on here. So those were that was the watch list from yesterday. Let's get into today's watch gappers list, because we do have a lot to go through. So let's get right into it, starting with AMD. Let's add some columns here. And let's see AMD. So AMD is gapping up 9.4. I know this was moving yesterday. After the close, I believe this was starting to move. So let's see what it's doing today in the pre-market. So pre-market is looking good. Tons of volume. 2.2 million shares traded so far, gapping up 9.4. So this will be in play today. Let's see what the daily chart looks like. Again, we had a huge sell-off yesterday. Now we're gapping up nicely. Let's get rid of these. Actually, these levels look pretty good. We'll keep these on here. But AMD is definitely in play. Next, we have MLNX. This ticker does not sound familiar. I don't think we have traded this before in the past. So this is gapping up 8.1, 264,000 shares traded so far. The pre-market action does not look great, actually. This doesn't look like a good pre-market action. And then the daily chart. Look at the daily chart. All right, lost most of it. It's up 8%, but it was as high as 100, and now it's down to 88. So pretty crazy. What's the float on this? 50 million shares. So it's not really a low float, but the pre-market action is not looking great. So we'll keep it on here for now, and let's see how the pre-market action develops. But this doesn't look too good at the moment. We do have shares for sure, so that's good. VALE in the gappers list one more time. It's been pretty active this week. Up 7. Let's get the 1-minute chart where it's supposed to be. Here we go. So up 7.6. This thing is climbing. This thing again had a really bad 2 days, a few days ago here, and then here, and then slowly it's just been gapping up and making its way to close this gap here. So today's another day that's going to be in play as well. 3.9 million shares traded so far. It is up 7.6. And look at the volume coming in here. So this will definitely be in play today. So we'll definitely watch this one. Next, we have BA. What's the news on BA? So BA is 385 bucks. It is a number of shares traded up here in the montage, 306, and then it is up 5.5. What kind of stock is this? Boeing. Okay, so Boeing must have some really good news out here, because it's definitely not a buyout. This company's not going to be in a buyout. It looks like a buyout here. It does, but this company's definitely not in a buyout. So it must be some earnings that they're reporting. So up 5.5, 307,000 shares traded. That'll be in play today. A little more on the expensive side. We have Apple as well. I think Apple was moving in the after hours yesterday. Also, it is up 4.3 today. So that's quite a bit. That's a big jump for Apple. 4.3 for a stock that's trading at 161 bucks. 1 million shares traded so far. So this will definitely be in play. Beautiful pre-market action, although it's selling off a bit now. But this is a really good pre-market action. So this looks great. All right, next we have SQ, our buddy. SQ, not that much volume, 137,000 shares traded so far. It is up almost 3%, but the volume is not there compared to everything else. But we'll keep it on here. Let's see what we can get out of SQ. MU, not that much volume, only 104,000 shares traded so far. Not a good pre-market action. This is a bad pre-market action, but this is normal for MU to have that type of pre-market action. NVIDIA is in play today. 200,000 shares traded so far, gapping up 2.2. How's the pre-market action looking? Pre-market action doesn't look too great at the moment. So it looks pretty, again, this is not a great pre-market action on NVIDIA right now. Next we have T. What is T? What is T? Is that AT&T? Yep, AT&T. So T is down 2.6, so that's good. Probably one of the few stocks that were down this morning. So AT&T down a bit here, 2.6, 1.4 million shares traded so far. So that's nice. Pre-market action looks so, but I like the fact that it's down 2.6. That's quite a bit for this stock here. Of the daily chart too. Has a been just kind of consolidating here sideways, and now is breaking these lows over here. So let's see what we can get out of AT&T today. JNPR down 10%. That's quite a bit. Not that much volume. Not a good pre-market action yet, but it is down quite a bit, which is nice. Look at this daily chart here, right? So it kind of broke below this this low here at 25.35 all the way down here to 24.95. So that's good. I like the fact that it's gapping down quite a bit. The pre-market action doesn't look too great at the moment. So let's see if it can develop to something better. And last one, actually we have some more that are popping up, PCG and CCL. We'll look at those next. ACIU down 52%. Wow, daily chart doesn't look good. See, this daily chart has how some of the candles have more wicks than actually the body of the candle. This doesn't look like a good daily chart. Doesn't get the volume either. Look at the days here. There's no volume. You got several days you get the volume, but you don't really get a big move, right? Or you have one here, but overall, it's not really a stock that doesn't look like it trades well. What is this? AC, and what's the float? ACIU. All right, so it's a lower float. All right, let's see. We'll keep it on here. Next we have PCG, of course, our buddy. PCG again it's been having strong days the last couple of days, just bouncing back. Even though the news came out, they're doing bankruptcy, these guys are just bouncing back. So the bankruptcy looks like it's giving these guys some positive outcome here. All right, so up 1.6, 189,000 shares traded so far. Again, it's been slowly climbing. It hasn't cracked this 14 something here, right? It's 1444, 1450. This was the day that it got halted 3 times or twice on the way up. Then from there, it's just been holding it and kind of going higher. So, but looking at this daily chart, it looks like it wants to crack that next level to close on the gap is 1591. So, so let's see what's going on. All right, so next what we have here. All right, we cover everything on our gappers list. CCL, what's CCL up to? CCL, not a good pre-market action. This is a horrible pre-market action. So you do have the volume here, 250,000 shares, but gapping up 2.2. But this pre-market action doesn't look great. All the volume sitting on this candle here and this one here. Actually, no, it's just this one here. That's from the previous day, I think, 130. Yeah. So not a good pre-market action on CCL. So we'll get rid of it. All right. So quite a bit. Definitely got to go through this. David, block trade on CCL. Thank you. All right. So then let's go over the NASDAQ active and NASDAQ gainers, but we do have quite a bit already on our watch list. CODX. CODX looks good. Has tons of volume, 1.5 million shares traded, up over 100%. Obviously is in play today. What is the float? CODX. So lower flow. Let's put it on here. We'll find some levels for CODX. Looks very good. Very active at the moment. EYNE has the volume, but the pre-market action doesn't look as good. Pretty choppy, really. CODX looks so much better. We'll keep it on here for now, but CODX looks like the one I'm going to be watching. Actually, this one here, EKSO, looks even better. Has more volume, a better pre-market action. What does the daily chart look like? It is up 41%. Another one that looks like a possible, so we'll throw it on here. BKYI, nothing happening there. FRSX. Not a good pre-market action. Has some volume, but this pre-market action doesn't look as good as CODX or EKSO. These look a lot better. All right, next we have CON. CON, not a good pre-market action. RTRX. RTRX, no volume. AMD we have already. So tons of volume, gapping up to almost 10%. So that's pretty nice. MLNX we have already up here, so we'll go over that in a second. INPX is no volume here, and then we have Z, Y, and E, nothing happening. All right, so now let's go over our NASDAQ active over here. AMD we have, COD we have, CODX we have, TRVN, not a good pre-market action. It does have the volume, 1.3 million shares traded so far, and it has ran the last couple of days. You can see on here. Yesterday and the day before, it did get the volume and it ran pretty nice. But I don't like the pre-market action here. I don't like really trading anything that's trading under a buck. So I'm going to skip this one. Apple we have, HMNY, we know that's not tradable. FHB. What's the flow on FHB? 531,000 shares traded so far. But I don't like the fact that all the volume is on to several candles, right? So right now it doesn't have a good pre-market action. It's not a low float. So actually a mid float. So, but again, just the pre-market action doesn't look great. We have other stocks here that have a way better pre-market action, so I'd rather watch those. All right, so today we have a lot, and again, guys, no fear of missing out. You can watch everything. Just pick the best ones that look like will have some volume and a good turnout this morning. ACIU we have already on here. All right, guys, anything you're watching on your end that I have not gone over yet? Any tickers? OCX short. Yeah, we do have shares for OCX. 239,000 shares traded so far. It is down 10%, so it could be giving some of this back. This could be interesting. Yeah, I'll put OCX on here. This could be interesting today. And the fact that we have shares for short is really nice. Baba is doing earnings today, right? Or they already did this morning. Let's get rid of some of these levels and here we go. 1.4 million shares traded so far. Very choppy action right now. So we have to wait for the open on Baba. So Baba could be something we can watch later on in the mid-morning. But right now, very choppy action here. But it does have great volume. All right, excellent. So, all right, let's make this list a little smaller, guys. We have a lot on here. Let's pick the best ones. So AMD is up 9%. That's quite a bit. 2.5 million shares traded so far. So this is definitely one that I'm going to watch today. Is going to be in play for sure. MLNX, Doesn't have a great pre-market action. The volume is not quite there. 294. I mean, I do like the fact that it went all the way up to 100. Now it's down to 88. So that's quite a move. But then with that comes also that it's very hard to manage your risk, right? And if you don't have the volume and liquidity, and right now I don't see that, you know, the spread is also showing a, you know, a 10 cents gap. It becomes a little harder to trade. So I'm going to get rid of this one. I mean, I like the volume. I like that it's gapping down. I mean, gapping up and then losing some. But just it's going to be very hard to manage your risk on that. VLLE, not sure on this one. Not too sure. 4.6 million shares traded so far, but look at the volume here, right? So these two candles are almost a million each, right? You're not getting no movement. So I don't know. Not too sure about this one. Let's find some levels and then we can decide what we keep in a few minutes. So let's remove all of this here. All right, we have the gap that looks like it wants to close 1287. We have this level down here at a 1257. And then we got the high of pre-market, which we're trying to crack now at 1244. So we can mark that as well. 1244 high of pre-market. And then towards the bottom, we really don't have any recent levels besides the high and lows of yesterday, right over here and here. See if we find something else going back. So you can find anything in between here in case these things wants to sell off. All right, so we have something right over here. Yep, we can put this level here, 1196, 12. That's a clean level. Oh, another one right here too, very clean, 1217. All right, so we got plenty of levels for VALYLE. Looks like it wants to crack the high of the pre-market right here, 1244 is looking strong. So we'll keep it on here. Boeing is gapping up nicely, 6%. That's a lot for a stock that's $300. So we have a high here at 394. That's the only clean level you have really there. Then you have the higher pre-market hanging around 389.87. All right, then towards the bottom, you obviously have this over here at 373.31, and then another one over here quite above that, 338.60. So you got some clean levels here on Boeing. Again, very higher price. I'm not used to trading these stocks, so I'm not going to watch this one. But if you're comfortable with this stock, you can definitely watch it. It looks like it's going to be in play. It's gapping up nicely and does have the volume. So I'm going to delete this one here. Okay, Apple is in play today, gapping up 4.8. So high of pre-market at the moment, selling off a bit now. High of pre-market 163.69. We have another possible daily level here at 167.50. And another one here at 172.66. So towards the bottom, low of the pre-market, we have 161.11. And then below that, we have this peak over here at 159.22. All right, so plenty of clean levels for Apple. Does have the volume, 1.1 million shares traded so far, and gapping up 4.8, so that's good. SQ tends to be a little choppy at the open, so I'm not gonna watch SQ today. Doesn't have that much volume neither. 156,000 shares traded so far, but all kind of sitting in this candle here, 33,000 just in one trade. So I'm not gonna watch SQ. SQ tends to just not trade very well at the open. All right, so MU here, MU doesn't have that much volume, 115,000 shares traded. I know it's going to be in play, not that I know, we don't know anything, but it looks like it's going to be in play today, just because all the semiconductors are also in play, NVIDIA, AMD, so it might be in play today, but right now the volume is not there, so I'm going to just watch for that on my scanners. NVIDIA doesn't have great volume neither, 218 at the moment. Yeah, I think I'm going to skip NVIDIA too. I'm going to wait for that to pop up in our scanners. I'm going to skip this one also. AT&T on the other hand, this one has tons of volume, 1.6 million shares traded so far, sold off 2.8. What's the news on AT&T? Is that earnings also? Low of the pre-market, 29.69. Below that, we have another level here at 29.25. And if we really want to take a swim, we have a 28. 33 down there. Then towards the top side, towards the upside, you have this day over here, 30.29, right? You also have previous day lows right over here, previous day close right here, and we have this 30. That's close to the previous day, so the pre-market high, 30.83. And then if we really bounce back, you have some levels here at 30.99. So I like AT&T. Again, it sold off nicely here. Usually these stocks tend to hold the level. If they hold this level, they can come back up and close this gap. So AT&T is bleeding subscribers. Thank you, Mike F. So let's see. This is a big gap for this stock. So let's see how it trades. But I like the volume. JNPR down 11%, 215,000 shares traded so far. So that's great. We have the gap at 25.35. This is a huge drop, by the way, for a stock that's 28 bucks. I mean, look at this drop here. This is nice. So let's find some levels. So over here we have the low of the pre-market, 24.53. What's the next level towards the bottom here? I'm gonna mark this day here. You have a right in between our levels. You have one here at 25.02. So we'll mark that. All right, here we go. So going back into April of 2018, we have some levels in this area. Clear level right over here at 23.62. We can also mark this date here, 24.32. So plenty of levels here. You know, we want to get fancy. We can also mark this one, 24.07. So plenty of levels for JNPR, depending on what it wants to do. Looking at right now, it does have quite a bit of volume. This down quite a bit. The pre-market action is a bit choppy, right? It's a bit choppy. It needs to get more volume and do something. But I do like when stocks are dropped this much because they tend to either bounce back very hard, or if they sell off, they're really going to sell off. So I like it when stocks are gapping this much. So I like the daily chart. I like that it's gapping a lot. I don't like the pre-market action, but if we can, we're getting 2 out of 3, that works for us too. All right, ACIU, I don't know. You have one candle here with 188,000 shares, and then all this stuff here is just not great. It's not a good pre-market action at all. Move the window on top of my market viewer. I'm not sure what window you're talking about. You got to give me the name for it. All right, so next we have a PCG. So PCG. Yeah, PCG is definitely going to be in play. Let's get rid of, actually this level is good. 1591 is the close of the gap here. Towards the bottom right now, you have the previous day close. You have previous day low and then previous day low over here. So plenty of levels for PCG already. Very clean levels. Again, this stock has been in a tear the last several days. So I think it will definitely be in play today. Up 1.6, 226,000 shares traded so far. So all right, I think we got a good, pretty decent watch. Is there anything else you guys are seeing on your end that maybe I have not covered yet? While we do that, let's go into COD. All right, so COD is high of the pre-market right now, 279, 280. Then we have this peak over here in case we do a fallen angel, 248. All the way up here at 310. And then another one over here on this date, 349. And then clearly 414, and then 330, 386 could be some possible levels. All right, so let's see if we could hold this up 248 here. Is there another level towards the bottom? As you guys know, I do like these consolidation levels here because they tend to come back to these levels. So 208 also looks like a good one. In case we don't hold this 248, we can come back down here for a fallen angel. It looks like it's holding tons of volume, 1.6 million shares traded so far, up over 100% today. So this will definitely be in play. EYEN, starting to get a little interesting here. We'll keep it. I'm going to drop one of these eventually before the open, but we'll keep this one. High of the pre-market, 498. You got a level over here at 343. Low of the pre-market, 388, 383. What else we have here? That's quite a decent level so far for this stock. So let's see if we can hold this 388 here, get above 434, and then above the high of the pre-market. If we can do that, then it can be in play. But right now it's just kind of selling off and chopping, going sideways. Not the best pre-market action. COD by far has a better pre-market action and great volume. So if you're going to watch one of the low flows, this will be it. EKSO, also a good pre-market action. This one's looking nice. All right, so let's do this one as well. So we have 237 towards the top side. Above that, we have gone up to 246. We have another level here at 280.81. When we do get the volume, also look at the volume here. When we get the volume, it does run. So we need the volume to stay steady here. And then all the way up here, 320, 328 or so. Then this day here, actually this one will be better, 297. So plenty of levels for EKSO. Let's see if it can maintain. Let's find some levels towards the bottom in case we do a fallen angel here. We have this day right over here at 205, and then a possible 198 also based on these days over here. So yeah, it's looking good. Does have the volume, but out of all of these, CODX is the one that I'm probably going to keep. I mean, this one just looks very nice, cracking that 279 now. Looks like it wants to go to 310, making a new high for the pre-market at the moment. OCX is selling off, but I'm going to take this one off. It doesn't really have a good pre-market action. You know, this is not great, so I'm not going to watch this one. We have way too many today. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. All right, we got to get rid of even more. All right, excellent. So let's go through these again. What do you guys like this morning? Which one looks good for you today? CLF, let's look at CLF. Up 6.5, 191,000 shares traded so far. Has good volumes, up nicely. Pre-market action not looking great at the moment, but it could be in play later in the mid-morning. But right now the pre-market action looks a little flat, but it is up nicely. It is shortable. What is the float? As a mid-flow stock. Yeah, this could be impossible play later on today. I'm not going to watch it for the open, but I'll throw it down here for I'll take a look at it in the mid-morning. CLF. All right, what else we have? Agree. CLF does look interesting. CODX looks great. Yeah, I think it's one of them. Out of all these low flows, CODX is the one that's really has a beautiful pre-market action. Look at this. This is nice. It's exactly what you want to see with volume coming in. You know, it kind of fell off here a little bit, consolidated. Then buyers came in and they're pushing it up higher. So that's what you want to see in this type of stocks. Wesley, are you good? What are we looking at? FHB. Wesley's in our chat room. Is one of the members, very active of FHB. FHB, 590,000 shares traded so far. So it has the volume down 1.5. What's the float on this? FHB, so it's a mid flow. I like the daily chart. This is nice. Got a nice little V here. That's good. But the pre-market action doesn't look too good right now. Could be something we watch later on. I'm going to throw it on here. Mid-morning, we'll come back on after Andrew's done with his trading, and then we can take a look at that, see how that's moving, as well as CLLF. All right, what else we have going on? All right, for those joining us on YouTube, let me show you what our chat room looks like. So that's it right there. As you can see here, we have our comments from our members. We have an off topic. You can ask any questions in regards to anything that is not based on what we're trading. So any montage or Dash Trader Pro questions. Then here's what you see. You have Benzinga up here. You click on this, you get Benzinga. You can have live updates. And then you also, this is the screen you're seeing right now. That you're gonna see this live when Andrew is also on. You can see this, and then so forth. And then here's me. That's me and my station. All right, so let's see what else we have going on. All right, let's go over this list and make this a bit smaller. So AMD, I like AMD. I like the way AMD trades when it's in play. So this is nice. This is good. Daily chart for AMD, actually pretty crappy, but I mean this is not a good daily chart for AMD. But it is in play today, up quite nicely, 10%. I mean, as usual, the volume is there, 2.9. So yeah, we do. Kurt, I agree. We do like AMD, but we like it more when it's in play, and today's definitely in play. So AMD is nice. VALE, I don't know. It has the volume. I mean, 5 million shares traded. It is pushing up, gapping up 8%, up 8% this morning. Yeah, I'm gonna watch VALE. We got to be careful because this stuff has some really bad news. And if you look at the days, it starts up and then it sells off every day, right? So it opened here down, it opened here up, and it sold off, and it's opening up again. So I don't know if it's gonna sell off or not. We just gotta really watch the pre-market. It looks very toppy right now. This 1243 level, look at this. It's kind of very toppy at the moment. So, but we'll watch it. Apple also looks good. Definitely play up 5%, 1.3 million shares traded. So I like Apple. AT&T I like. Is gonna probably come back down and test this level one more time. So I like AT&T. Has the volume, 1.8 million shares traded so far. Gapping up, gapping down 2.8. And 2.8 is big actually. If you look at any stock trading at $30, there's a big drop here, right? Oh, these are the low of the. All right, cool. I don't. Looks a little crowded there with those levels. JNPR again, not the best pre-market action. I might have to drop this. I mean, I like that it's down this much. I mean, this is a big drop, but the pre-market action is horrible. This is not a great pre-market action. I'll definitely dropping this one. I'll drop this one first. AC IU, not a great pre-market action. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so that's enough for me. 6 is good. CODX I'm watching. EYEN is not looking too great. I'm gonna drop this one. EKSO. Looks good. Has a good pre-market action, and the volume is there. So I definitely have one too many here, but this will be my watch list today. I'm gonna drop either EKSO or yeah, probably drop EKSO. The rest look really good. So, well, that's what I'll do. That'll be the watch list for today. Then we'll jump in onto when Andrew comes on. We'll see what Andrew's watching and see if he finds something that maybe we are not watching in our end. All right, guys. Anything else that you have on your end? Maybe we have not looked at. IX is coming up on our gappers list over here. Let's take a look at it. So IX is horrible, not good. Anything else on the gappers list that we haven't looked at? Nope, that's about it. CANF has the volume, 468,000 shares traded. It is gapping up 15%, but you know what? I don't like this pre-market action. If you can watch it, put it on your side watch list. You know. But if you really want to watch something like this, CODX is the way to go. I mean, this action looks amazing. Look at this volume. EKSO also looks a lot better than CANF. So again, watch CANF if you want to, but I really will be careful because look at this volume. It's just not consistent. You want the volume to be consistent, and CODX is giving you that. SQ, let's look at SQ again. My thing went, SQ is looking better now. Didn't look like this when I had it up earlier. Yeah, it is looking nice. Does have the volume. A short selling restriction for me here, but I do have shares for short. And we do have some clean levels for SQ. We really do. I mean, that's a clean level here. High of yesterday, low of the day before, and high as well. Then towards the bottom, yeah, SQ does look good. It's rare you get SQ to trade like this in the pre-market, and you know it's going to get the volume even bigger at the open. So yeah, you know what? I'll watch SQ. SQ looks good. Can be biased, right? SQ tends to not trade well, but got to get rid of that bias and notice that this is a great pre-market action, good volume, good daily chart. I should definitely watch this and not watch PCG. Actually, PCG is crap. Look at this. It's not really doing anything. The volume's dead. It's gone here. So let's get rid of PCG. Thank you guys for bringing SQ up again. Much better stock to watch this morning. JNPR is still very choppy, but again, I just like the fact that it's really down a lot. AT&T, doesn't look too great neither. Apple looks really good. All right, here we go. VALE is breaking that 1243. It looks like it wants to make a newer high for the pre-market at the moment. Tons of volume, 5.8 million shares traded so far, and it doesn't move much. The great thing about this stock, you could really manage your risk. It's not going to drop on you, 30, 40 cents. It barely moves. So you could take a little more shares, but you still got to manage your risk on this. Don't go crazy. All right, guys, we're coming up on 9:10. Andrew will be on in a few minutes. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. Oh, we have one more, KODK. Let's look at that before we head out of here. I have no information on KODK, so I'm not gonna look at this one. All right, guys, thank you for joining us again. Take a look at our website, variabletraders.com, if you want more information about our chat room and our membership.